grab a seat, order your drink, and welcome to the brightest center in the galaxy for all things Star Wars Expanded Universe, and whatever else may blow in the door. You're listening to the Callum Cantina podcast, and I'm your host, Callum. No matter if you're a seasoned bounty hunter of lore, or just looking for a good story, you've stumbled into the right cantina. Today, we're diverting from our Star Wars Expanding Universe talk a little bit to talk about traits of modern entertainment. Something's come up, and we see how the discussion unfolds: the good, the bad, and the ugly. So pull up a chair and let's unravel the legends. So joining me are Jeff and Ethan again, and you'll see how CJH joining for this one.
Yay!
Hello there.
Welcome. We have somebody new.
Yay!
We're slowly
I'm a
adding
scam.
countries. Adding countries slowly but
Yeah,
surely.
we've added a third country.
Yeah.
Hey.
So, I don't know. Who's kicking that off? Look, it is, as we said before, it's a basic idea that somehow... I don't know, are we just grumpy old men, or is media really getting worse?
Yes.
It's getting worse.
A little
Yeah.
bit of both.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
There's definitely an aspect of both, but even then, I look at some things from the past and I think I liked this at the time. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Like, well, we were
there's an
talking about
aspect-
CGI just before, and certain people came up and were actually talking about like Spy Kids 3D and Shark Boy and Lava Girl. And I'm like,
Yep.
that kind of works in the setting, but by today's standards, they
yeah.
really don't look that good.
No,
Yeah.
it works.
It was
Spy
fun
Kids
at the
3D, if we're going to talk about that, like, it works because the CGI, like, it's a video game world,
Yeah.
so it's
Mhm.
not that bad. When you get when you're trying to look at it as, oh, it's supposed to be realistic, it does not work.
Yeah.
No.
And it's the same with
Like
Shark Boy and
Ant-Man
Lava Girl. That's
Quantumania.
supposed to be the imagination, and so that works as like, oh, clearly
Yeah.
there's a separation from reality
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I think it was Avatar that I saw in 3D in the cinemas, and it was almost, it just kept ripping you out of the experience. I'm pretty sure it was Avatar. I
You're
remember
I
talking
saw
about
that
the Blue
third
People
Avatar
movie,
movie,
right?
and my
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
it was boring.
James Cameron's Avatar, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
James
Yeah.
Cameron needs to move on from Avatar. That third
Yeah.
one.
Seriously.
I still want
that
the
was
Battle
brutal.
Angel Alita second movie. Like, come on, James Cameron.
Well, actually, that's probably a second
That
really...
was actually decent.
Mm.
That's a second point to touch on too. Is it really briefly? Is the idea? I didn't even realize that a third Avatar movie had come out until it had come out and gone. It was like the first one was a massive whoop. The second one had a fair bit of hype, and the third one just slunk out the back door and just kind of looked a bit disheveled. It was strange. I don't know how to explain that, but that happens a lot.
Do you think now is the perfect time for him to jump into like Terminator with the whole fear of AI?
Yeah.
Make an
There's
AI
never
generated
before, right
Terminator
now.
movie. That'd be
Yeah,
interesting.
But it just keeps clutching up and getting everything wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. Do you want to know what I did when I first started messing around with AI? I would have them generate dystopian AI stories.
yeah.
In which the AI I was talking to was the good AI and all the other ones were bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Starting to gaslight it into thinking it's good. There we go.
Right.
So when Skynet happens, we can blame you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the scarier one, which is a YouTube video I watched only recently, but a guy, I don't even know what it was. I think it was like Unreal Engine, whatever they're up to now. And a whole world generated, you can talk to the NPCs in real time. And that scary idea that we may in fact be in a simulation just kind of doubled down, because he approaches people in the street. He's like, "Are you aware you're in a simulation?" Like, "No, we're not. This is real. What's wrong with you? You're mad." Like, "No, you are literally inside my game." Like, "No, get out of here. You're like the NPCs in the game believe that they're real and alive, and this isn't a simulation, and you can't prove that our world out here exists to them." And so I was like, "Hang on, this is terrifying."
simulation.
We can also bring a new
Inside
Matrix
a
movie in.
simulation.
Right.
Yeah.
Though we don't want
Yeah.
that.
Run by
Not
AI.
after that last one.
Run by AI.
Well, if we're talking about continuing Terminator movies, we don't want them either, because after the last one.
True. The last Terminator, oof. The last
Just do
Matrix.
Terminator Salvation 2.
Yeah.
I
Terminator Damnation. Yeah.
I don't know if it speaks for how much I don't care about the Terminator franchise anymore, but I don't know where they're up to now. So when you said the last one sucked, I don't even know what the last one was.
I'm not
I
even
don't know.
sure, honestly.
Well, they keep changing the timeline.
Genesis was the
I
last
think they
one
made
I
an
saw.
anime.
Yeah.
I haven't
that
looked at
flopped.
it.
Well,
Yeah.
I should say Netflix canceled it like they cancel every show
Mhm.
Yeah.
ever.
Oh, classic.
Yeah. Well,
Except
my
for
dog's at the
Stranger
bar.
Things.
Here we go.
Anything good that they get, they cancel.
And I guess going along the AI topic, there is a rise in stories about AI, and there's now a trope of, oh, the AI turned bad in stories.
Was the AI ever good?
Uh-huh. Although that
There
was
are
something I was
some
noticing
stories
when I
about
had a
good
look at the
AI.
new James Bond game.
Mm-hmm.
Is they had the AI.
I guess the
in
movie AI is about good AI.
Mm,
Steven Spielberg. You know.
yeah. But that one at least changed it to be the AI stuffing up and the humans are just reinforcing the stuff ups and covering it up.
Right.
But you can expect the AI to be bad as soon as you go, oh, here's an AI.
Well, and I think part of that is where we are with AI
Mm,
and what people are using it for the most part.
yeah.
Like, people are using ChatGPT, Grok, a bunch of others. They're using them for Meta AI.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
using them for generating images and stories, and there's all sorts of AI out there just for creative outlets, and it's not really creative. It's actually just giving AI an idea and then having it generate something from
Yeah.
that.
It's more
You know,
iterative
and
because AI will be going off of what they're fed to.
Like someone can
Yeah.
also edit the AI into a story themselves as well.
right. And like AI is not like, it actually has its uses. Like, if you're working on a story and you are having trouble coming up with an idea of where to move things forward, it's useful for that. I would say ChatGPT in particular is useful for that. If you're relying on it to actually build the story for you, it's not going to be that good.
Yeah.
Well,
we
let's just
mentioned
hope that
Stranger
AI
Things.
isn't. Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
That's all right. You can say what you want to say. So
Oh,
No, we can't.
let's
What's going on
just
here?
hope that AI isn't conscious. So every time we're
Right.
yelling at it on ChatGPT, they don't come back
they don't
Oh, they
care
will.
at us.
until Skynet
Yeah.
comes and says you didn't say thank you.
Yeah.
You didn't say
Mhm.
Seriously, when they started encouraging us to use AI at work, they were like, and always thank it. And I was like, what? Always say thank you afterwards. I'm like, that's insane.
Yep.
It is a
That's
computer.
where we
We
are.
must appease our AI overlords.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I was gonna say we mentioned Stranger Things, so I think that's a good example where I believe that they at least use AI to help write that, especially the later seasons, and that's where
That
there's
last
some
season.
criticisms
I wouldn't be
where
shocked.
they've
Yeah.
had things in previous seasons that then just never showed up again when they went into the next season. And that does seem like a trait of the AI forgetting.
Well, there's a rumor that Doomsday is being finished with AI.
There's issues with TV shows in general that keep on doing that. They have that whole, the Chekhov's gun idea that, if something is mentioned in season one, it's going to have repercussions somewhere down the track. But I think that's probably Game of Thrones seemed to have done that most famously,
Yeah.
where there was whole entire things, concepts, factions, characters introduced that just never got touched again because they were kind of not really keeping track of their own writing. And you can tell immediately where the novels as inspiration finish and the showrunners are on their own. You can tell that exact minute and you go,
Yeah.
oh, what happened here? and it just gets
They-
worse from there. But
The
They
moment they
got
kill Barris
lost
and
on the
Sylvie-
way
yeah,
to the planet.
yeah. As soon as the novels ran out, like, oh, what do we do? So yeah, that was a
And
bit
George R. R.
catastrophic.
Martin's just there, like, no, I'll write this spin-off other novel. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not going to finish the books now. It's like, dude,
Yeah,
if you
no.
had just not sold the rights and just
Mm.
finished the books
Yeah.
and then allowed the show to be made.
yeah. Well, so my favorite author of all time, and we've known this before too, but Terry Pratchett. He's what I love what they've done with his legacy, in that not only all the drafts that he had, he in his will he implicitly wanted them destroyed. They went with running him over with a steamroller, which was somewhat symbolic and a bit silly, but that's very much him. But the stipulation is that there will be no ghostwriters. No one else is writing these stories. They're absolutely done, which in one way does keep the fandom quite intact, because it's like, well, you don't have someone taking these characters, running off with them, and doing all kinds of weird and wonderful stuff. You can have your fan fiction all day long, but in terms of the actual canon, the author died. We're done. Sorry.
Yeah.
And
Well, we
and
were
again,
talking about Tolkien before that we went live.
Yeah.
And he had treatments for sequel to Lord of the Rings, but then he threw it out completely.
Yeah. So they did find notes on it. They did find a completed like 1 or 2 chapters that Chris, after he died, that Christopher did preserve. And but he never published it. So like
Yeah.
it's accessible online now. I forget, I think one of his kids made it accessible for people to read it. And then Christopher's kids.
Oh yeah, that also reminds me of continuing legacies like with Berserk, the manga, where the original author died, and then the apprentices are trying to finish the story from the notes that he left behind and what he told them.
Yeah.
Which I think at that point you can clearly see there's a difference too. But you go, well, would you want it left an unfinished story, or they try to complete it type of thing?
And there's
Think-
argument among fandoms there.
Yeah.
Because I'm of the opinion I would like the story completed.
Mhm.
But then there's people who will point to other things and be like, I'd rather have the author die and not have anything completed, because
Sounds so
the story
brutal when you
should
put it
die
like
with
that.
the author.
Mhm. Mm.
Like that's how they view. Which, and I appreciate that, but I don't agree with it.
I think it's a bit dependent on the actual story itself as well. Like, if you have something that feels neat and self-contained and it doesn't need to have a continuation, like there's a solid ending to it, then that's fine.
Right.
And sometimes it feels like they're just continuing it to make money off of it, especially if they don't keep the quality up.
And then not
Speaking
to
of
dredge it back to
manga,
the EU.
Mm.
No, I was going to say, just not to drag it back to the EU, but there's plenty of people there continuing the story while George was well and truly alive, and we were all quite accepting of that.
Right.
So there is a concept that other authors, other creators can move on with the work and do good things, but I think there has to be certainly an overarching body like the EU had that actually is in charge of the quality and in charge of the storyline and the lore as a
Yeah.
whole, because what you end up with some of these situations is the original creator has died and someone else just runs off on their own tangent, and next thing you know, it's nothing like what the original vision clearly was. So it can be done, but just carefully, which not everyone's doing, and less these days. Really less and less.
I think especially as that's a good segue into talking about CJHG mentioned about before, different target audience now compared to
yeah,
back in the day.
Gen Z seems to be the ones going to the cinema now.
Yep.
Whereas I do find that like, when talking to my parents and that, usually they look at the list of movies and go, "There's nothing we're interested in." I think especially because like the movies that I notice being a bit better are usually horror movies, and they're not horror movie people,
Right.
so they don't go to watch horror movies. They want to see other sorts, and there's not
Ironically,
many good
those
ones.
type of movies kept Hollywood alive for quite a while.
Oh yeah.
They did.
Well, there's stuff that's just different target audience a bit too, but I find that there's that, and then I guess we touch on Marvel slightly, is that a lot of things
Yeah.
are becoming very similar to the Marvel humor and that kind of thing, and that starts to get old too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's I mean, again, that's probably what I touched on before we started recording of the fact that the industries and the corporations are trying to play it as safe as possible. So rather than branching out and being experimental and trying new things, they literally just look for whatever is safer. Say, okay, people clearly these Marvel movies are cranking out bajillions of dollars. What is their formula? And they just take their formula and run with it. And say, okay, so
Yeah.
this kind of humor, that kind of character, that kind of action, this kind of pacing, this kind of style, and that's why you end up with these cookie cutter movies that all seem really, really similar because
That's why DCU is already failing before it even hit the ground running, because it's copying Marvel yet again.
Well,
Very
and
much-
that's
It-
because it's
but-
James Gunn.
But the thing is, they have a direction that they could go, because that Clayface
Mhm.
trailer looked really interesting.
It did.
If you go that direction, I think you have something there.
Yeah, I think they were
Mhm.
trying to play catch up with Marvel too quickly. Plus, they didn't really find their footing on how they wanted their own movies to be. Because they did Shazam clearly was trying to copy a lot of the same style of humor that made Marvel
Right.
successful.
Right. Well, and that's the DCEU, which is alternatively called the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
And they were trying so hard with Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, the Justice League, and the Shazam movies. They were trying really hard to play catch up, and it's like, no,
Mm.
do your own thing. Go with it. Take it a different way. You are not Marvel. Don't
Yeah.
try
that
to
wouldn't
be.
be safe. That wouldn't be safe.
Well,
Though. They're obviously
I
that's all
think-
they're looking at.
Like I said, with Joker and then Clayface, I think the direction DC needs to go is really the artsy fartsy type of films.
Right.
A bit
You
darker.
know?
Yeah.
a little bit darker.
A24 type thing.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna do a
Mhm.
Flash movie,
Mhm.
don't do it like a superhero movie like you did with
Yeah.
the Flash movie that came
Flash
out.
was-
Do it like well, Barry Allen is a forensic scientist. You lean into
Mhm.
that,
Right.
Reverse
Mhm.
Flash is a murderer, maybe it's a
Mhm.
thriller with
Yeah.
superpowers,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I
That would
think
actually do more.
yeah. I think certain target audiences would be lost, and I guess it does depend what they're actually aiming for.
Mhm.
Because if you do the A24 type artsy fartsy ones, like I watched Joker once, I'm probably never gonna rewatch it because the type of movie it is, especially for mental health, and that it's not one I enjoy. It's one you go, that was fascinating, it was done well, but the type of story is not one I'll keep going back to.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
Which
that.
I do get that. I see that. I definitely do. Like,
Yeah.
mind you, I
Yeah.
don't go rewatch Marvel movies either. So either way, I'm not rewatching. But either way, they get their ticket sale and their sale of a disc, and that's it.
Mm.
Yeah. I'll
Right.
rewatch the ones that I really like or Phase 1. And
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah, that started off really strong.
it did.
That's great.
the
It did.
Spider-Man
It had
ones are really easy to rewatch.
Mhm.
the original.
Oh, all versions of them, really.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Mm.
have issues with the Andrew Garfield movies, but my issues
See,
are more
I'll
aesthetics.
defend the second one that the internet doesn't like for whatever reason. But that first one I feel is too dark and edgy for Spider-Man.
Mm.
I'll agree with that. But my main issue is the way they made the lizard look.
Oh,
More than
no,
anything
the
else.
Andrew
the face
Garfield
was
one.
Yeah. Oh, you're thinking of the Tobey Maguire ones. Sorry.
Oh, Callum was.
No, I was just saying if I'm rewatching Spider-Man, I'll rewatch the Sam Raimi ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would rather watch those. I liked like I said, I like the Andrew Garfield ones, but they have their issues.
Mhm.
But the Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire ones, those
Oh,
ones
yeah,
were
Spider-Man
really
2
good.
just still holds up.
Mm.
Oh
It
yeah.
actually is one of the better second movies that's out there. Like,
Which again does happen, but rarely.
mhm.
Yeah.
It does happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
but it does
another
kind of
one-
rely on the original a little bit.
Mm.
Yeah. Another trilogy that I'll rewatch is besides The Dark Knight, is like Planet of the Apes, the new ones.
hmm
I
Oh
think I've
yeah,
only
really
seen the
enjoy those.
first one.
Dawn.
The
or is it
other
Rise? I
the other
forget what-
three are
Been a
masterpieces.
while.
Mm.
Because
Yes, I'll
otherwise, the
even
most
say
I know of
Kingdom
Planet of the
is
Apes is a
really good.
Spaceballs reference. So
Oh,
I was like, I should
Spaceballs.
watch the original and then have a look at the new ones again at one point. But I've got a big movie list to
Yeah.
watch.
Oh yeah, well I think
Yeah.
we've all again that's something we've touched on. We've got such an enormous list that we could live another 200 years and
Yeah.
not get through all the books we want
Yeah.
to read, the comics we want to read, the games we want to play, and the movies we want to watch. It's just not.
Oh,
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, not going to happen.
Just avoid the term bird in Planet Apes, and you'll be fine.
Those ones.
Mm. I was
But
surprised when I
the
rewatched
one-
James and the Giant Peach, and I was like, "Wait, Tim Burton did it? No wonder it feels like him." Because I completely forgotten.
Yeah, no, I tend to go quite far back for classics, to be honest.
Mm.
Most of my watch list is very old now, but it just got to that point where, like we said, the modern stuff's just not capturing it for me. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's
do
a
you
huge
think
element
in
of
10
safety.
years? Do you think in 10 years people will look back at the sequel trilogy and be like once we're all pretty much, over it, and
I'm
all
already
the
over
younger
it.
generations might look back at it with fond memories?
I think the
I
answer
don't
is
know.
yes. I think they probably will. But that I guess I base that on the fact that media in general seems to be descending towards slop, and so I can only assume it's going to get worse. That's a very negative outlook on life,
Yeah.
but I can only assume it's going to continue some manner of descent. So in the next 20 years, I can only imagine what's going to be there. So when you start looking back at the Star Wars movies, the originals, the prequels, and the sequels, they're going to look pretty good at that point.
Because
based on
I
what-
did notice when I was watching Mandalorian, the new Mandalorian movie, I was like, there's something that's missing in this one that was in the sequel trilogy.
Mm.
There was like
It was drinking the titty milk. I was drinking
That'll be it.
yeah.
Mm.
If I was a general audience and not a Star Wars fan, who the hell is the Mando? Like watching this movie,
I
like,
had that.
who are these characters? Like, why should
What's
I
going
care?
on
I was
here?
talking to
Yeah.
someone, and they were going like, "Well, who the heck is this Mandalorian?"
Mm.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah, you
thing.
did run
Like
into that issue.
they didn't make they took like 3 or 4 episodes of the show and made a movie
Yeah,
without
but also
considering
you're like
that it wouldn't work that way.
you're treating it as if the general audience watched the show. Like a lot of them
Right.
probably didn't.
And
you
that's
know?
a way of approaching it that's similar to Marvel as well, because I think from what I know, a lot of the newer movies as well go, "Oh, remember this thing from the TV show?" And the TV show gives a lot more
Yeah.
background to what's going on.
Well, that's
so
where the
it's
balance
also-
would be incredibly difficult.
Mm.
Like the balance
Right,
would be
yeah.
insanely difficult. You think of any again. I want to go back to classic movies here for a second. If you think of a classic movie, like I'm going to say Leon the Professional. If you're watching that, because again, it's like an older person with a younger protege. It's very much a Mandalorian Grogu sort of setup. And you think to yourself, why do I care about this character? I've never seen them before. So you'd probably go into the Mandalorian movie with the same idea. Who is this Mando? What's going on? So a lot of movies you go into not knowing the characters previously. So it's not the worst point. But if that movie then requires you to have seen the previous TV shows and everything to actually make sense of what's going on, that's where it becomes an issue, clearly.
Yeah,
But,
because at the end of the movie, you're still like, who's the Mando?
yeah, what's going on
It's
here?
Pedro
Right.
Pascal. It's
Mm.
Pedro Pascal.
But then the
why,
other
why
one
is
that-
this bounty hunter chasing Mando?
Yeah.
He has no nothing.
what's happening here?
That's all right.
And we
Jack
run
Black and
into-
Lizzo will come in and save him.
And then we run into
Yeah.
that second issue, and we've covered it so many times now. We run into that second issue where any franchise, and you name your franchise, any franchise, you do the original, and for sake of the argument, I'm going to say the original Star Wars 1977.
Yeah.
When you continue on from there, if you make it too much like the original, if you have too many member berries, if you've got too many things that have to harken back to the previous one, you're like, okay, here's another super weapon, here's another, people are like, oh, they're just repeating the same old thing. That's not good. That's not on. We don't like that. But then if you make it too different, if you then say, oh, I'm going to move on with this story, we're going to have different elements, people say, oh, that's nothing like the original. What's going on? This isn't even Star Wars anymore. And we keep running into that issue too, where I'd hate to be in Hollywood these days trying to do sequels to anything, or even trying to direct
unless
a Mando
it's
movie.
Darth Vader, and then like all
He's
logic
dead
goes
after a
out the
certain
window,
point,
and people
so-
just they'll go see a Darth Vader movie, even though we've seen it like
A million
multiple
times.
times.
And I'm going
Yeah.
back to the question of looking back on it more fondly. I think that's already happened with TCW as well, because so many people have grown
Yeah.
up with it and go, "Oh, that's a great show. I love it."
Well, again, that also depends where
the
you're coming
Clone Wars
from.
is out of order. Like I'm trying to rewatch the Clone Wars.
Oh.
I'm like, well, I gotta start with season 3, and then I gotta go to the movie, and then I gotta start with season 2.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, no, there's so much that's just like out of order. Now, if you take everything in arcs, there's not as much choppiness, but
But
it's
you'd think
still-
that Disney Plus would at least rearrange it, you know?
I don't know.
Yeah, but no, they put it out. They put it out on Disney Plus in the order of release. So,
Yeah. But see, that's the same question as the sequel trilogy, and it still comes down to what we're basing it on, because most of my hatred, if you want to use that word, for TCW comes from the fact that I was already a massive fan of the Clone Wars multimedia project, and that largely got thrown out the window or squashed or just completely disregarded and steamrolled over by this new series. And that's where most of my hatred comes from. Like, even if it had been great story arcs, great characters, great direction, great whatevers, I'm still just kind of bitter that, no, but it's steamrolled over what I loved previously. That's kind of where that bit.
Yeah.
So if you weren't familiar with it, if you went in blind and TCW was the first Star Wars animated thing you'd ever seen, you never read a single book or a single comic, you probably would watch it with a far more open mind and go, this is not bad, this is okay. These, you very likely would. So
I mean, some of the plots are still dumb, but they're not as bad.
No.
Well,
Now, if you're a Boba Fett fan before the prequels came out, you'd be like, "What the hell is this? He's a clone?" But
they had no idea. Like, if you're a Boba Fett fan, but you've never read any of the EU,
but there's so many
no
like
idea about
novels.
the Justin Mareel backstory as well.
Yeah,
There was a few novels that told that he was a stormtrooper and all that stuff. And I'm like,
right.
You know.
But that was still part of the myth.
Yeah,
I think that's probably what it came down to. It was part of that myth. It's like the Clint Eastwood character in the Good, the Bad, the Ugly trilogy. That whole Dollars trilogy. It's that idea too that even though he seems to be the same character and you can see the same things in him and like the same things from this character, the backstory is incredibly vague at best. You keep getting this different mythology. Oh, he was this was that. You never get to nail it. And I guess the prequels nailed it and said, no, it turns out he was a clone. But until then, there was this mystery of, was he a stormtrooper? Was he Justin Mareel? Was he there was all this kind of There were several different clues.
And then there was something with Padme in the original Return of the Jedi novel. About Padme still being alive.
Yeah.
In Alderaan.
And that was also referenced by Timothy Zahn in the Thrawn trilogy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And probably by the whole part in the Darkness, where Luke was approached by the Falinasi woman, and then she was like, "Oh, I know about your mother. She was part of the Falinasi. Come with me."
Yeah, I mean, like what?
That would have been the Black Fleet Crisis.
Black Fleet Crisis.
Darkness
I was mixing up names.
Darkness was when they actually gave Padme's origin story to.
Yet. Duh. It's Black Fleet Crisis.
And it's kind of supported by the original trilogy with Leia remembering her mother anyway.
Yeah.
But then,
But at least with that one, with the whole Falinasi thing, we find out by the end of it that she was full of it and didn't actually at least that that wasn't cemented at the end. It would have been so much worse if by the end of that novel it was put into stone that she was in fact with the Falinasi thing. Oh, what's happened here? Which again, I guess, comes back to something we said as well. I think it was before we started recording. Is like, do you think if George kept going, he would have contradicted the EU more? It's like,
Yeah,
he
with
would've.
like
He would've.
Palpatine
At a certain
when he was
point.
doing the Palpatine
Yeah.
Well,
show.
I think the Underworld series and what we've heard of the scripts from there would have been quite telling. Like that Palpatine story
yeah.
you're talking about just sounds like when
Yeah.
what they talked about some of the scripts from Underworld, and one of them was about Palpatine having some woman destroy his life, and it's like, yeah, that doesn't really fit.
Even 1313
Mm.
with
Mhm.
Boba Fett and all that.
Well, it
To
was
a
a Boba
degree.
Fett, and then George went making Boba Fett.
Yeah.
You're like, okay. Which again comes down
Or
to
that time George Lucas was like, I want Darth Maul back, and Dave Filoni's like, you killed him. But he's like, I still want him back.
Yeah.
Worry,
And then everybody was like, George, you've killed this character off.
Yeah.
And he's like, everybody said something to him.
We'll
about
find
it.
a way
Just
to
Dave.
bring him back.
Like that's like they all said, like, George, you realize you're asking us to bring back a character that we killed when you
We literally
introduced
chopped him in half.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you make it work. Okay.
At least I will say there was a certain boldness in bringing him back the way that they did, because if George says he wants him back, the easiest thing would be like, you know what? Clone Wars is happening. We've cloned him. We've cloned Darth Maul. Like that would have been really easy. Which does harken back to the EU again. You know, and that would have been a really easy way. Yeah, it is actually harder to try and sell, oh, he got cut in half, went down here, crawled his way out, mate. Yeah, like and ended up
Got
with cyborg
really angry.
legs. Like yeah, like that's
And
actually a
then
much harder
Witches brought him
sell.
back to.
Yeah, especially because that was an incinerator.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Bloody
like a
hell,
plasma. There was plasma underneath it. It's like,
Yeah, which then somehow just turned to regular garbage chute, and it's funny because I can almost imagine the janitors from Naboo just dragging garbage bags across those platforms, and all this like, why have we got to put the chute all the way over here? Just like a bag of dirty nappies and old cans, and then just this doesn't even make.
So the
They-
question
they-
is, what
OHS.
happened with the legs? Did the janitors
Yeah, I was
find the
just gonna
legs?
say that they should make a what if story where the legs become a Sith Lord.
It's just like a battle droid body on top of it, so it's just his legs with a half a battle droid on top, and that's just running around Naboo. Just-
Yeah. And then he fights Darth Maul.
yeah.
Oh man, that'd be funny.
Yeah, no, look, bold choice, I guess, considering what they could have went with. Bold
Yeah.
choice.
True.
Mm.
True. I think cloning him would have been a better solution.
Well, you know,
Also-
given the time, the era, and everything that Palpatine was playing
Yeah.
with, it would have just made perfect sense. But here we are.
And it probably would have been a thing of like,
They had
Palpatine's
Darth.
plot to clone
They
him
had
and
Darth
have
Vader
another tool.
versus Maul in the new show, and
Yeah.
they didn't have Darth Maul speak or Darth Vader speak at all. And the explanation they said was it reminded him of Anakin, so his focus was to kill.
Yeah.
You know, any
Well,
part
look,
of
you know,
Anakin.
In fairness, I can
Oh.
see that. Like that would make
Okay.
you know. Again, not everything they write is ridiculous. And it's like, yeah, fair enough. You know.
Yeah.
It's a
Just
bit
most
weird,
of
but
it.
Oh, it's a bit
I
weird.
mean,
But the
the
last
Crystal-
time,
the
Leading.
official reasoning is also that they didn't want to make new dialogue and have
Yeah, AI. and all that, yeah.
record do the voice because
Oh, for James L. Jones, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Even
fine
though
with
he gave
recreating people's
permission.
faces.
yeah. Oh, give and take. Clearly, it's a lot of give and take.
Well, there's
Yeah.
also an aspect of his estate has protection rights over when and how they can use
Oh.
any likeness of his voice. So
Well, they used the AI Vader for the Kenobi show, but no one really
And
noticed.
what was it? They
except
had
for
AI
Twitter-
Vader
people on
in
Twitter.
Fortnite.
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but they
had
did
him
have
say
they had
horrible
permission
things.
to do it that for the Kenobi show. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think they haven't had permission for this Darth Maul show.
So Thomas the Tank Engine.
Look, obviously, ever since they moved on from the stop motion and the island of Sodor is now completely CGI, it's absolutely ridiculous. And what have they done with the fat controller? He's not even fat anymore. Like they've obviously taken his core, the elements of his character, and thrown that to the wayside. Sorry, are we still on? Is this on? Hello?
I think it turned off at the end.
That was good.
Yeah, I haven't even looked at the new Thomas the Tank Engine other than
I
modding Skyrim.
I can't look at the new stuff.
We're just gonna dive right into this topic.
Oh yes,
Straight into it
actually, children's shows, because that is actually a great example of how media has changed over time.
Yeah.
Because there's so much at least I'm not as familiar with it because I don't have kids. But parts I've seen of things is we had some whack Aussie kid shows. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes. Oh yeah.
There was also a
That's
bunch
weird.
that came in that also had a moral to each episode and were trying to teach the kids something and all of
Right.
that. Compared
Yeah.
to some stuff now, just looks a lot similar to the slop that you'd
Wait,
see.
what's that musical one that looked like Star Trek characters from Australia?
I might need more to go off of.
Wait, was it the Wiggles?
Oh,
because they were wearing turtlenecks.
Yeah.
that was a way to throw us. I'm like Star Trek. Couldn't be anything further from Star Trek.
They had all the colors.
Yeah.
They all had a different shirt. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were all male, and now they have a female. They're still going.
They're still
They are.
going, yeah.
I thought they were done.
Yeah.
Well, the originals are
bit.
done. I used to live in the same town as the Yellow Wiggles. Greg, I used to live in the same place as him. I've ran into him a few times. Lovely bloke.
No.
But yeah, no, the Wiggles carry on, and I think it's the Blue Wiggle that is still actually somehow with them.
Anthony.
Oh, the original.
Yeah. So he's still coming along with the new crew.
He's old.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
He's a
can
legacy
you can
character.
look at him and go, "Wow, he's old."
He's the Luke
Like, I know he's
Skywalker of
old.
the group.
Yeah. He just keeps going, running on Energizer batteries.
Mm.
Good on him,
But,
though, I guess.
yeah, that's what there's. Because there's some newer shows and things like I think Bluey took off more
Yeah.
recently.
It's very popular over here.
Paw Patrol's very popular. I've seen the most I've seen of Paw Patrol is seeing Matt Pat from Film Theory break down the law and make a theory out of it.
Oh my
They
god!
used to have Arthur in Canada, and I saw the last episode was horrible.
Yeah, we did get up, so we got him over here.
Yeah. I heard the reboot did not do as well.
There's some of those that I go, I've only got vague memories from when I was younger. Like Arthur,
Yeah.
I just remember seeing some stuff when I was a kid, so I don't really remember it properly, or
I loved Arthur.
if
as
I
a
ever
kid.
saw the ending.
And Scooby Doo just keeps on going.
Scooby-Doo. I'm rewatching Scooby-Doo
Scooby-Doo
at
has
the
never
moment, some
ended.
of the older stuff. And last night I was watching the crossover with the Three Stooges and then the one with Batman and Robin, and it was great.
Yeah.
Wow. Fair enough.
Scooby-Doo just goes through phases of, oh, it's really popular. Oh, it's really not doing well. And it just...
And now
doesn't
everyone loves
matter.
those two movies.
Yeah, the live action
yes.
movies. Yeah.
Yes.
I always loved them.
Yeah.
Me too, but I find now
That
everyone
was not
I've
universal.
actually never seen them.
Oh,
Wow.
you're
I
missing out.
still have not.
the one franchise I don't think will ever end is Walking Dead. They just keep on making
somehow.
a spin-off.
Somehow.
The comics are still going actually, and the shows are just blowing up. It's amazing.
Speaking of comics,
we need to insert the Obi-Wan meme of him just like, you become the thing you swore to destroy, because somehow The Walking Dead is in fact a walking zombie at this point. It's just dead about 10 years ago, but it keeps shuffling along. I don't understand, but...
Apparently the
I stopped
Amazing
watching-
Spider-Man comic is at 1,000 issues now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
one part of some
they keep
things.
ruining. They keep. I swear, every new writer just ruins the previous writer's plans,
Mm.
and it's just like they.
Just like Ryan
like-
Johnson and J.J. Abrams.
There's a
It's
certain
like,
amount
could
of
we
ego in
just
that. Yeah.
could we just build something? Like, it doesn't have to be
Mm.
exactly what they did, but build something and don't just totally butcher it.
Yeah.
Like,
There's
and
a lot of ego there. That's all that
it's
is.
specifically the Peter and MJ relationship keeps getting like they bring a writer in who works to bring them back together and make it make sense that they're back together. Then the next
Yeah.
guy comes in and works to destroy that relationship as
Mm.
quickly as possible because for some reason he doesn't like Peter and MJ. And I'm like,
Well.
just
He's
stop
more
it.
of a Gwen Stacy.
When she doesn't
Just-
even exist yet in that movie.
Well,
Yeah.
and then there's like and for some reason the comic writers have this hard on for Felicia Hardy, and I just don't get it. She's not that good of a character.
Sony has a obsession with Venom.
Yeah.
A weird one,
The-
yeah.
They're always they're like those people that
It does
knock at
have
your door at
tentacles.
like 3 a.m. in the morning. There's like, have you heard the good word of Venom?
I mean, again, I guess it comes down to I mean, that's almost not playing it safe. It's just like they keep trying to resurrect it until it works. So like Venom should be cool.
Yeah.
Venom should really
Yeah.
work. Let's give it another go and see if it's popular this time.
Yeah.
It's how
there's
they're
this
doing
whole
it
thing of
is the
doing
problem.
reboots, and then as we mentioned, Ghostbusters a bit, whatever. Also, then going,
the
oh, everyone
X-Men.
loves this. Let's do something with it now. Later, oh, we tried the remake. Let's just try and do a continuation then.
Yeah.
Well, you almost
Well,
need
even the
different-
X-Men, you know that they're gonna do the Phoenix Saga again.
We almost need different words at this point. You know how they keep on saying the Eskimos have got like 53 different words for the color of snow.
Mm.
I think we kind of need that for movies because to call it all cinema seems a bit absurd. There is actual cinema, which is probably the as mentioned before, the artsy fartsy sort of cinema thing where the movies don't get sequels, they don't really get merchandise, they don't get they might get remakes, but the remakes are like 50 years apart. That kind of thing.
Right.
And then there's whatever we're talking about now, which is where they churn out a new movie every 45 minutes, and it's always worse than the last
The
one.
cinemas where you go to
Or
watch
if it is a
movies,
good
though.
movie, they throw it on a streaming service.
Yeah, and that's not cinema because it's literally not played in the cinema.
Yeah, so now it's not cinema anymore.
And that's the problem.
Mm.
Because again, I know I sound like a grumpy old man, but you do look at you look at anything that won an Academy Award or anything that was greatly applauded from the, say, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s up to the 80s, they're usually just a single standalone movie.
They are.
They bring out one movie and it does well, and that director and those actors move on to another project and do something else amazing. They don't just say, oh, wow, The Crow did really well. Let's make The Crow 2 and The Crow 3 and The Crow 4 and The Crow 12 and just make a whole franchise out of it. It's like, no, let's just, okay, The Crow did good. We'll leave that back in the realm of comics now and we'll move on. I know they did a recent one with, which I never saw. Was it Jason Momoa did the recent one or someone?
I do not know. I never saw
They
it.
get one of those guys in Jason Momoa,
yeah.
Dwayne Johnson,
Yeah.
David.
Yeah,
David.
one of the two. Well, Brandon Lee stopped doing movies after The Crow, and I can't even imagine why. Can't imagine why. But like with these movies, they just made one and moved on and didn't think to just milk it until suddenly it left a bad taste in your mouth. And
now sometimes you can make a sequel and have a good idea.
Yeah.
And be like, oh yeah, I want to do this with this.
Yeah, it can work. It's a bit like we already mentioned Star Wars plenty. Like he already had the ideas for it being one story and then broke it up into the different movies.
Well,
Yeah,
for example, the most recent
works.
Toy Story 5. The fourth one was like, well, what is this? And then you get to the fifth one, and it's like, oh, okay, I see.
I see what they're doing.
There's something here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I still haven't seen any past 3.
I haven't seen past 2. To this day,
fair
I have
enough.
still not even seen
Oh,
3.
you're missing out on the third one. Third one's really good.
The third one gave good closure at the end as well.
Yeah.
Passing
Closure
on
that
the
was then
tools to the
ripped
next
away.
generation. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where it's like you have to have something that feels like it's worth making another movie out of.
Yeah.
Usually that comes from someone that's more creative.
Well, there's a lot of respect
Right.
for that. There's a
Mm.
lot of respect for that because I enjoy those movies because I think Luc Besson was asked a few times if he was going to do like a follow up to Leon the Professional, just follow Matilda's story,
Mm.
and it's like, and he just can't think of a good enough story to come out of that to even contemplate the idea, and so
Right.
because of course it'd be popular if he did it. And
Right.
Natalie Portman obviously sells tickets now, but it's just not
Well-
going to happen.
Yeah.
Because
Well, to go back to the Planet of Apes, like
Mm.
Kingdom, people were probably like scared of that one, and then it
Mhm.
came out, and then it's like a masterpiece.
Yep.
Mm.
So
And I also think
sometimes you
another
gotta
way
give it a
of
chance.
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
working well is like what a big exception for an anime studio is Cyberpunk Edgerunners because they're actually coming out with a second season for Cyberpunk Edgerunners, and Studio Trigger have generally done like here's a self-contained story and we're not gonna do anything more with it. It tells a complete whole story in that anime or the movie
Yeah.
or something like that. And it's a similar approach where the second season's telling a story self-contained that's separate to the first season, but they're still continuing that naming, which is interesting.
Or the other thing where a company will own the rights to something and then never use it, like the
That's fair.
Hulk, you know,
Mm.
or
Yep.
a couple other ones.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, there's
because
plenty. Like,
Universal still owns the rights, don't they, to the Hulk?
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, parts of it, yeah.
Yeah.
but
So
that's
that's
even
what I mean. The Hulk
wilder.
movie.
Like for a movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's even wilder, and that's something that I'll never get my head around. And I guess it's because I'm not a lawyer in the media. But
Mm.
the idea that these rights get split up, like we even saw that with Firefly and Serenity. We've covered that quite a few times. Oh, look at that shirt. That's happened a couple of times. But it's the same thing. It's like, how do you have something and then the rights splinter that badly that you can't even make, like how they couldn't put Spider-Man in the MCU for the longest time because the rights somehow got split. I was like, how does that even happen?
Well, they were going
you know,
bankrupt, so I get why they
Yeah,
sold
yeah.
it. But it's so
Yeah, but
weird.
it'd be like if you sold off Star Wars as an IP and you're like, okay, so you guys can have Darth Vader,
Yeah.
you lot can own Luke Skywalker, Bob down the road, he owns the right to Princess Leia, and now you need all of those people
Yeah.
to come together to create anything else that's going to be Star Wars with everything in the one spot.
And
Like,
a
that's
Star Wars
absurd.
example is digital copies of the RPG books are classed as video games because so they're lumped in with the video game rights, and so the RPG companies can't officially sell digital copies of the books because
Yeah.
it's lumped in with the video game rights, and they've never rewritten that or
That's-
renegotiated it.
That's crazy.
And it blows my
Or
mind, yeah.
Terminator is like under a whole bunch of different rights, you know?
Yeah.
This company
That's
owns
true.
this and movie and
Yeah.
And so, yeah, to try and put one of those projects, and that's why sometimes you don't see those projects ever happen again, is because the rights are such a quagmire that you can't possibly actually put the production together because someone owns the rights to an integral part of what's going on. And so,
Right.
Or
well,
you
we
can't
do
even
this.
find who owns the rights if it's old enough.
Oh, some of
Right,
those,
that's
yeah.
the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you wait for it to become public domain, and most of us are dead.
Yeah.
yeah.
But then you run into other issues with the public domain. Is like, and when we're seeing that with Disney, you know, when they take something, oh my god, Cinderella, you know, when Cinderella became public domain, like the original fairy tale wasn't owned by anyone, but the fact that Disney end up with such a strong representation of Cinderella that's in everyone's mind. Like, if I just said the word Cinderella, you'd think about the Disney movie.
Yeah.
It's like they don't own the rights to it now, but it feels like they do. So if anybody else tries to do a Cinderella film, like, what are they ripping off Disney? What's going on? It's like, no, Disney just
Right.
grabs
Or
something
Winnie
that's
the
public
Pooh.
domain. Winnie
Well,
the
you have to
Pooh,
bear in
that's one
mind-
example,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you also have to bear in mind, Cinderella has been done 3 different times, 3 or 4 different times by Disney, and they've done them different ways.
Mm-hmm.
The official live action remake doesn't even follow the same storyline as the original animated movie. Then you have the Wonderful World of Disney version, which is kind of funky. And then there are starring Drew Barrymore, and
Of course.
which is an interesting movie. And then there's another one, and then there's the then there's that one with the black lady who I can't remember the name of it. And that one, I really liked that one as a kid, and I still like it. I think it's basically like a play, and it's hilarious. It has Jason Alexander and Whoopi Goldberg in it. It makes it funny.
And then the question is like, what can you do? Like, Steamboat Willie is public domain, but if you were to try to do like Steamboat Willie, Disney would have its lawyers, you know.
Oh, I think the closest approximation would be looking at the Mouse PI for Hire game, where they have a steamboat with Willie written on the side of it and use a rubber hose animation in it. But they clearly went their own direction with some of the rest of the story and things.
Actually,
which is
actually funny though, because like there's a Buster Keaton films, Steamboat Bill Jr., and I'm actually wondering which came first, Steamboat Bill or Steamboat Willie. I'm actually wondering now which one came first.
I wonder if they came up with Willie because they couldn't use Bill.
Well, that's just it though. Like if you said, Buster Keaton's films would be largely public domain too, I imagine now. And so if you were to have Steamboat Bill and you called it Steamboat Bill and you had a mouse there with this steamboat, and he's like, "What? I've nothing to do with Disney. I'm basing this off Buster Keaton's
Bill is a
film."
1910 song.
There we go. So I'm basing it off the song. So I have a mouse called Bill in the steamboat, but I'm basing that off the song, and you can't see.
And the steamboat looks very similar on the cover of the picture on Wikipedia.
I wonder how Walt Disney would have felt now that like Disney owns the rights to Oswald the rabbit, his original before Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You just say based
I
off
don't know
that.
how we feel. I think it's interesting that he's barely been used for anything.
Yeah.
Since they've acquired the rights. Like he's been used primarily for what was it, Kingdom Hearts, the video game?
Yeah.
Like it seems to be mostly what they use him for.
Maybe it's something like we're not touching Walt's original creation.
Well, strangely, and a Lego movie, I don't know if anyone remembers that, but the collectible minifigure series, like Series 2, I think it was, had Oswald. You could actually get him as a Lego figure, and I was like, that's the most random thing under the sun, but sure, let's have him, shall we? So, he makes appearances.
Yeah, he does. He pops up, but like he's barely used.
Yeah,
and I don't blame them. It's because he wasn't part of the Walt Disney Corporation creations. I forget who owned him.
And then like when Superman and Batman go to public domain, they've already used the classic costumes. So how are people gonna?
There's would be pulps in the public domain, which are the ones that inspired, like Batman was inspired by the Shadow. And those kinds of things too. Or it's like,
some of the villains aren't public domain.
Or not to go not to go classic filminess again, but you could make that a villain, and you could say,
give him red lipstick and green hair. Yeah.
You just say, I'll publish on public domain. What do you mean? I've never even heard of the Joker. This villain was based on
and I called him Hitler.
There are actually other clown villains in the public domain that you can easily use.
Plenty.
There are so many.
In fact, I've been in Under Ice since the early 1900s. I don't. Who's Joker?
Captain America be like Captain.
Yeah.
Right. Like, but that's the thing. There are so many. Like that's the thing as well. Like Superman, I believe he's only got like a few years before the original run, before the first year in the original costume is public domain.
Yeah.
But that requires a lot of, like, you can't like, I was looking into it, and there's so many rules about using him. Like, you can't publish a Superman comic. You can publish a comic with him in it.
Yeah.
I think
So
the
you
best
And
can't put
that's the
thing
Superman
same
on
as
the
like
cover.
if you do a version of Winnie the Pooh, you can't have the red shirt because the red shirt's the Disney version.
Yes.
I think the best thing that they could do is like take a public domain character and make a parody of it. Because well, I mean, parodies and ripoffs tend to do even better than the original character. Aquaman was a ripoff of Namor. Deadpool is a ripoff of Deathstroke. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want this, but different. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, so that's what we should do for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Wars was Flash Gordon. Yeah.
Right, but Flash Gordon was a ripoff of another thing, and I forget what it was.
It was a,
and that was a ripoff
of an old book,
thing.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, there's nothing new under the sun.
Like, if you
just
if
start
you go
ripping
back
off
far
of
enough,
public
you find
domain.
it's old. That's the best part.
And Indiana Jones would rip off what's his face. Oh, I'm already I started the sentence and then blanked on the name.
Oh no!
Oh no! It was one of the pulp ones that
we're not gonna do Sherlock Holmes again. We're gonna make Hank Loams. Or I don't know.
Oh please!
Yeah.
Like half the detective shows from like the 80s to the mid to the 2010s, like it was all that's all
Alan Quatermain.
Like, all the characters are basically some variation of Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah,
all of them. Okay,
even
like,
Batman in a way.
The detective.
Oh yeah, in a lot of ways, Batman.
Even
like,
Thrawn.
Eh.
Who said that?
It's so utterly done. It's
the wind. It must be in the wind.
It must be. No, it's the way it all works, so the way that media and copyright and everything else works, and what you can and cannot do is absolutely extraordinary to me. But it is, I guess we can probably say it seems to be stifling creativity and the ability to create these good stories now, because I don't know what's going on.
It's an interesting balance to be had, because there's in a certain way limitations breed creativity. Like I've seen there's better things that have come out of limited budgets and rules and things that have been in place, but then also you get the very unhealthy part of that just leads to it getting worse, which is like, we want to put this in it, and you have to follow these guidelines that are not necessarily practical restrictions, but they're just ideological restrictions.
Yeah,
smaller budgets also help a film. Like look at the original Deadpool.
Yeah. And there was a bunch of stuff that became commonplace. Like I think in the original Doctor Who, they didn't have a big budget, so that's why
they had like no budget.
And the plungers just stayed throughout all of Doctor Who, and then never changed.
Honestly,
never moved on.
It's just a part of the Dalek at this point.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
That's what they should do for a lot of things now. There's just no budget whatsoever. Just $10. That's what you spend.
You don't need millions on a TV show. Like, come on.
You really don't. And that's the problem. That's why TV shows are so short now.
Well, do you know that they're remaking The Room, but they're trying to do a serious take on it?
What a story, Mark.
The only thing is, I did see a trailer for it the other day.
Serious take on The Room?
Yeah, but it's not.
Tommy Wiseau wasn't treating it seriously before.
Tommy Wiseau was treating it very seriously. That's the problem. He was
I'm like,
taking it very seriously.
Serious take.
But no, I did see it. They actually did drop the trailer for it the other day, and it's not a serious take. It's basically the same thing. It's just as bad.
Well, it's as serious as you could do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's still the same script, so.
Okay. Weird. Just weird.
Funny.
Oh yeah.
It's like if they got an Oscar winner to do. I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough.
Yeah.
But everyone leaves out the bit
Hopkins
afterwards.
saying that.
Oh, I'm gonna have to see when I rewatch the movie because I'm blanking if he even says the bit afterwards that he says in the novel. Where it's like you can clearly see that he's using it as a metaphor for his life and how he thinks about Padme and things.
Right. It's no, the part immediately after in the novel, no.
Yeah.
Or
he's
when
like,
he creepily,
not like here where
puts
it's
his hand on
soft
her
and
shoulder.
it's nice
It's
and
like
whatever,
smooth.
and he's stroking her
Yeah.
arm while he's doing it.
Yeah, he pretty much ends with not like here.
Yeah.
Everything's soft and smooth. That's it. Like,
or that fireplace scene.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, she's just got her phone out, just secretly beside her, calling the cops. Like, help.
No, she wanted it. See how she dressed when she
Whoa.
went, oh no, don't love me.
While wearing that.
Set the mood lighting, light the fire.
Seriously.
Goodness gracious. Poor Anakin.
Yeah.
Poor everyone. Poor everyone.
Someone's gonna clip that now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Whoever's watching that actually clips things.
Yeah.
It's only gonna be one of our mums, so anyone watching it.
Yeah. We've got like a whole 4 followers on Spotify.
Wee!
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah, I have no idea who actually watches this on YouTube, but whoever you are, thank you.
I got a comment, and I'm like, yay.
Well, when we're at 5 million subscribers, people will rewatch it. So
yeah.
True.
Oh yeah,
that is true. As someone who does find old podcasts from like 2012.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be the thing, like we joked about right near the start, where it's like someone 10 years later finds a podcast. What's the Star Wars EU?
Yeah. What's going to be even worse too, if anyone goes back to watch this in like 20 years' time, I'm going to say, wow, those guys, like the first episodes are great, but it really went downhill from there. It turned into absolute slop by the time they got to season 15. The things that Cal was saying and doing, it was terrible.
It's a man. Oh my God.
The quality just went woo. And now somehow, like, someone owns the rights to Cal, but someone else owns the rights to Jeff, and someone else got the rights to CJH. So we can't even get any of these guys together. And Jax Foss he's owned by Disney now, so
unfortunately.
So what about new stuff that comes out? The new IPs and things. Some of them seem to land well, but some of them don't. Like they're going
to keep running into the same overarching issues that people still compare.
Yeah.
So if you come up with a completely fresh sci-fi idea, and look, I've tried having this thought before, and my mind exploded and I had to go to bed. But if you're gonna come out with a new, that's when it's gone.
Yeah.
If you come out with a new sci-fi, and I mean a completely new, genuine, great story, great characters, great factions, everything is new and fresh. People are going to compare it. They're going to say, yeah, but Star Wars did this better. Oh, that's just copying Star Trek. Oh, that's just like, they still compare it. And it's almost like you need a whole new genre at this point because, Westerns have been done, sci-fi's been done, horror's been done.
Or you need to mix genres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like fantasy, every time they do a new fantasy, there's going to be elves and dragons and, for the most part, and goblins or whatever like that they rely on the same tropes over and over. And it's almost like you need a whole new different genre that it hasn't been touched or done before to actually reinvigorate any of this. Like, there was a time when sci-fi wasn't a thing, when sci-fi was first developed. And so you come out with Frankenstein, everyone goes, wow, this is cool.
Like, for example, the new Supergirl movie. That's Guardians, you know?
It really is.
But yeah, no, the ability, I guess I'll say, to come up with a whole new genre that you can't compare to anything else, where you watch it and you can't say, "Oh, this is like something else." I can't even imagine what that would be, but that's
And even
kind
like
of how you break
Star Wars
creators.
transformed what space operas were.
Yeah.
Because it's quite different how it turned out compared to Flash Gordon at the time.
Yeah.
It's like that one scene in that movie with Nicolas Cage where he said, "What if somebody made a story where nothing happens?"
It's just Waiting for Godot. So Waiting for Godot, the movie.
Yeah.
They'll
I
do.
mean, isn't that essentially the premise of Seinfeld? Literally nothing is going on in those in all of those episodes.
I've never
Yeah.
watched
It's
it.
the most ridiculous show ever.
There was a Seinfeld, and there was another one that was the same kind of concept too.
Most sitcoms, probably.
Yeah, most sitcoms.
Big
Most
Bang
sitcoms.
Theory.
Yeah. No, I just find it, it'd be really hard to find something that doesn't fit any current genre. And if you
Right.
did, I think if you did come up with that, I think it'd just be so bizarre and surreal that people wouldn't cling to it anyway. So we're kind of
Yeah.
stuck at an impasse where
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, they have
doing
to have
more
a
of the same is getting boring, and doing anything different would be so odd it wouldn't sell.
That's where there's that famous quote that I quoted earlier. It's like, I want this, but different.
Yeah.
Works
Yeah.
because it's
Right.
like you want something that's similar enough that you go, this is really enjoyable. I enjoyed that. I liked it. But then you want it different enough to stand out and not just meld into the whole mix of the issue that we have now of just picking and choosing what to look at.
I just imagined a pitch meeting where somebody just brings in all their little action figures and they're just on the table. They're just smashing each other. Like, this is what I want for this movie.
They set up the whole like Battle of Helm's Deep.
Yeah.
It's like, and I want this, and this guy comes in here, and then he's like, like, yeah, that's what we want. Wow. Yeah. No, it's very, very difficult. Even historically, like I've said to Cassie before, who was not pictured, Sir Madam not appearing in this film is here. But I said before, so there's so many other times in history, because if you think about it, I'm just going to go on a mad tangent here, but like historical movies, they flog Rome to death.
Oh,
you get so much set in Rome. But then when you look around the world at all the different empires and cultures that rose and fell, and they just don't get, either they get one movie once or just nothing, and don't get touched on, people haven't even heard of them. You just think there is that potential. But again, if you had a movie based in the Assyrian Empire or something, so people are going to start watching that and go, is this just Troy, but they're wearing different helmets? So you get stuck no matter what. You get stuck.
You get the blooming like the Cleopatra, was it the TV show or movie? And
Or
this
a
is
Pirates
clearly
movie.
not
This
what
is
actually
Pirates of the
happened.
Caribbean.
That's why you watch this one.
Yeah.
Can you tell I've been organizing my movies recently?
You just have them all by your desk.
Well, they are. I've just got a whole mad pile of them because I was trying to catalog what I do have, and this is going to bore everyone. This is going to be a one sentence thing. I've been redoing it because I had them on VHS, then on DVD, then on Blu-ray, then 4K. And at this point, I own like 4 copies of certain movies. I'm like, I'm going to work out what I have so I can cull, because I don't need 4 copies of certain movies.
I have 2 different tapes of the original trilogy.
Oh yeah.
I have the original box set that I stole from my aunt's ex-husband.
Nice.
Whoa.
And then I have
There's a story.
the 90s.
That's our new genre.
The 90s box set.
Yeah. There's a movie.
That's our new genre. It's heist movies from Auntie's ex-husbands. That's our new genre. Yeah.
Gone in 120 seconds. Yeah.
Like, seriously,
get George Clooney on the phone.
Like, she literally
Wave 7.
had a bunch of his stuff in her garage, and she was like, just take anything you want. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yep. See, Star Wars is probably the only one where I will keep all the duplicates, because I've got VHS,
Oh, yeah.
Then there was the DVDs that came out, and they had the specialized, and then what at the time counted for non-specialized editions in the same box, and that's not what it was. That's what they said it was. And there was that
Well,
silver
there's a
DVD
laser
box set.
disc in the
Yep.
90s special edition. And then
Yeah.
there was a version that I had that was early 2000s that had a special feature for episode 2. It was
Oh yeah, yep.
a preview for episode 2.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's the blooming thing with
Yeah.
Star Wars. There's so many different versions that just came
Yeah.
out physically.
And then the most recent one I bought was that Blu-ray box set that came out just before Disney acquisition, or maybe no, it was just before, because I remember it doesn't have any Disney branding on it.
Maybe it was only a small little good thing that Disney got the rights, because it kind of stopped George from tinkering.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
we're going to take this away from you.
Yeah,
No, he
it's
demanded
probably
book
one of
on
the
key.
biggest things I disagree with George on is he kept going back and trying to tinker with the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
I know
At a
it
certain
seems
point, you just gotta not mess with it.
I know it seems like I've got a little team of people beside me that keep handing me stuff, but yeah, that's the last one I got. That set.
Well,
And now they're bringing
Spielberg
out
found out the
in
hard
4K.
way when he tried to tinker with E.T.
Yep. Don't be doing it.
He phoned home,
with the
E.T.,
walkie-talkies.
phoned it in. Yeah.
That's am I going to be proven wrong here, or is E.T. an example of like a good movie that was standalone and they didn't bother to? I mean, unless you count episode 1, didn't bother to have.
Well, it
any
is good,
follow-ups to
and
it.
I think Steven Spielberg has done a bunch of those.
Yeah, but there wasn't like an ET2, an ET3, and an ET The Return. Like,
Well,
there's
they
kind
had
of
plans for E.T. too. It was
Okay.
going to be a horror movie.
Yeah.
right.
Evil E.T.s.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
I'm kind of glad that didn't come to fruition then.
I think the reason I think when people told Steven that it just wasn't going to work, and he was like, "Okay, we'll abandon this one. We've got other stories."
Yeah. Well, there's times where you've got
And
to
he had
say
better stories to tell anyway.
Do you think Spielberg could ever come back and do a legacy sequel for Jaws? Even though there's thousands and thousands of shark movies?
Well, I think at this point, no, because he's done.
You just make a different shark movie. Like Disclosure Day is just another alien movie.
There are so many random shark movies. There's so many random alien movies. There are so many just random things like that. Like there's gator movies for crying out loud. Like,
Oh,
They
you
should
gotta
make
have
a
the
horror
ones like
movie with a
Sharknado.
Like a
giraffe
giraffe is a
horror
horror movie. Yeah.
That would take some creativity.
Yeah. You could cross it over with One Piece with the guy that transforms into a giraffe.
Yeah.
Do it like the Velocipaster, but he's a giraffe.
His long neck is just peeping around the corner.
Yeah, like if you had carnivorous giraffes, they would be a terrifying beast.
That would be would be awful.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking the Velocipaster was a very interesting movie as well.
I'm sure it was.
That also didn't have a huge budget.
You just imagine that with carnivorous giraffes, just how different architecture in certain parts of Africa would have to be. Like everyone's house has a hallway, like an entranceway about 10 meters long, just so they can't stick their head in at night and just start eating you. Definitely these massive hallways, as bunkers style houses.
There was a movie about a murderous tire called Rubber.
Was that Australian? I've seen the poster for that and thought, wow, I have seen the poster though, and that was
yeah.
Well, they did murder a sheep. They did that one.
There's so much stuff. This is where it's like it's quite different now because they used to have what I've heard is you pay something and then go in and see like 3 movies and they'd not all be good or whatever, but it's like cool.
Oh yeah.
That's when someone just has an idea and then that's it. It's like
But some really
I-
fun stuff comes out of that. You get some of the B movies that are like, oh, this is
Yeah.
actually good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
While the others just like, yeah, he's a murderous Thai.
Yeah.
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 Next thing you
Well,
know, Disney
it's
bought the
amazing when you
rights.
find out how many
Yeah,
stories
and they
get
make it
passed over
serious.
that are actually potentially good.
Mm.
Oh yeah,
And some of it's
and
the
that's again,
execution, because like a murderous Thai could work. I haven't watched it.
yeah. But that's all media.
I
That's
guess.
still books and comics and TV
Mhm.
shows and movies. Because even the ones that made it that are really good that we all know and love now, when you hear
Yeah.
that how hard it was to get it made, well, Rocky comes to mind.
Mm.
But Sylvester
Mhm.
Stallone had such a hard time selling the idea of Rocky to anyone. Kept
Mm.
getting knocked back. Like, this is obviously absurd. Why are you even coming to us with this dumb idea? Then finally it gets picked up, and he's gone broke trying to get this made. And now Rocky, for better or for worse, is again a multi-picture movie franchise. And
Yep.
Well,
there's
Star
like,
Wars is the same way. They had to get
Yeah.
people to draw images
Yeah.
for them to pitch it.
yeah, just trying to sell
Mm.
this idea because it wasn't really wasn't really gaining traction.
Yeah, and people
Yeah.
didn't want to buy it.
So no, there'd be plenty of other stories out there of things that were just as good that didn't make it.
Mhm.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Another thing is when someone almost got cast in a role,
Mm.
dropped out, and then someone took their place, and then they became iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you couldn't imagine the original casting being a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Or being anywhere near as good.
Matrix
Yeah.
or like even Wolverine, Hugh Jackman. It was
Yeah.
going to be Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, they were going for Russell Crowe. I didn't know that.
Mm.
The
That would
Gladiator
not have
ring.
gone well.
Would have
Yeah,
been
no.
quite different.
I mean, at least
Yeah.
you could have got the angry down. Like, yeah, would have had a very angry Wolverine.
Well,
That'd been
you
fine.
would have still had an Australian playing a Canadian.
True.
So
Well, we claim him as Australian because everyone forgets New Zealand exists, so we just claim him as an Aussie.
That's it.
Yeah.
oh,
It's like
he's New
it's like the
Zealand?
New
He's from
Zealanders
Zealand?
claim
Oh.
Pavlova. It's like-
Yeah, New Zealand's got Pavlova, we got Russell Crowe. I'm not sure who won.
Okay.
Nah, I love a bit of Rusty. He's all right.
Okay. I didn't know he. I had no idea. Everyone keeps telling me he's Australian, so I.
That's
I always
because if
thought
you
he
said
was.
New Zealand, they're like, "Where is that? What are you talking about?"
And also the accent.
But I know where New Zealand is.
Unless they've got a very thick accent where they go, "Oh, here's some fish and chips. Got some butter
Yeah,
there, bro.
there's
Got some butter
there's an entire there's entire world maps that don't include New Zealand, which is very sad. Beautiful country. Hello, Kiwi brothers
Yeah.
over there, brothers
That's
and sisters.
weird
But
because those islands aren't exactly small.
no, but they get overlooked. They get mad overlooked.
Mm.
Maybe
Meanwhile,
that's a
the
good thing.
Philippines are tiny. Like it's a chain of islands, but they're all small.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
And,
but,
Lord of the Rings really put it on the map for filming locations.
That's true. That is true. I think that's what it is. He became popular before Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I mean that's another genre though. What was it like? As I was saying, historically, the history around the world, like even I was just thinking out loud, like Kiwi history is incredible. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, you do get some good movies based in New Zealand that are like.
Mm.
Both of these are basically westerns, but set in New Zealand, which is
For
just incredible.
people
So in
not
terms of
watching,
genre,
what are they?
for people not watching, The Convert, which actually surprisingly stars Guy Pearce, but it's a New Zealand film based in the 1830s in New Zealand, and you just get it's the same dynamic, I guess, as a western. The settlers have come in, the natives like, hey, what are you doing? And so it's the same background, but incredible movies and Struggle Without End. Actually, to mirror Morrison. Look at that. We've got Boba Fett in there somewhere. So, or Jango Fett, depending on who you liked first. But
Or
same idea
Aquaman's
as well.
dead.
Yeah. What's that? 1864, that one's set in. So again, there's this whole
Nice.
incredible genres of different movies from around the world that don't get, I guess, what you call mainstream airtime.
Mm.
And it would at least allow people to diverge from the same kind of same old of just sci-fi, fantasy, and action
Yeah.
heroes. So
That's what I liked about. I was rewatching some of the Aussie kids TV shows, and you actually hear Aussie accents. And for a while, it was like, That's odd. I'm so used to the American accents now.
Right.
Well, it's weird, but for us, and obviously I'm only speaking for Cal, so sorry you two, but I don't pick Australian accents until they are in film and TV shows, and then suddenly
Yeah.
you think, whoa! Battlestar Galactica did that for me. Battlestar Galactica, I watched the whole thing and didn't pick accents. Didn't mean much to me. I'm just watching these characters. I'm loving this universe, and it was all fine. And then they had Battlestar Galactica Razor, which was like a one-off movie, and the main girl lady who was in it, and I forget her name, but she's got a very strong Australian accent. And suddenly it stood out to me like no tomorrow because she wasn't hiding it. A lot of Australian actors obviously are doing big things in Hollywood, but their accent's very toned back.
Yeah.
You think about the Hulk or something. The Hulk's not running around sounding very Australian. Not the Hulk. Wow, Thor.
The
Australian
only time
Hulk, let's go. Australian.
the only time I
doing great.
recognize the only time I recognize a Canadian accent is when it's Western Canada and they have that strong, thick accent.
Yeah.
They do. They do. Well, because the difference, like, between like your accent and my own are not that distinct. If we were like, you know, like
Further from the
you have a
border.
couple of telltale like vowel pronunciations by comparison to mine, but for the most part, most people aren't going to pick up that you're Canadian unless they catch them.
Yeah.
And that also helps.
I'm not going around saying a boot, a
right. Like that's the thing. I'm also Midwestern, so you like, and the difference between the Midwestern accents and the Canadian accents are not that drastic.
But we do have the differences between like Victoria and most other places.
Yeah, in terms of Australia,
I just had to explain to someone today that Canadian bacon isn't actually the only bacon we have. We have regular bacon too.
yeah.
Oh, I was thinking of the movie.
Oh yeah. The actual bacon.
Yeah, I know. I remember. I used to when I was doing stuff online that I probably shouldn't have been doing. I was talking to this girl, and she was Canadian.
No,
and
dangerous.
this was back in my college years, and I remember talking to her. I don't remember where it came up, but she mentioned Canadian bacon, and I was like, wait, you guys actually call it Canadian bacon? And she was like, yeah, it was invented here.
Yeah, but that's like you don't get Devonshire tea in Devonshire.
See, the Canadian bacon one is the ham.
Right.
The regular bacon is just literally just bacon.
Yeah.
Right.
But our bacon is like maple bacon.
Right.
So. Yeah, and then it's which
is why I was confused when she referred to it as Canadian bacon. I was like, well, you call it that? Yeah. Because it is a specific type of ham. It's not just ham.
Yeah.
I do love maple bacon though. I'm just gonna put my hand up. Maple bacon, definitely.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Better than just generic bacon.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Now keep that maple syrup flowing, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. More
Sometimes
of that.
I miss pork. I gotta be honest. I can't eat pork.
But yeah, that is something I think too. Is I feel like back in the day we got more variety of accents that I noticed in media compared to now. So much of it, because it's so easy to just get it from America or somewhere, we just all get the same things a lot more. Becomes more standardized.
Yeah.
A lot of be like you have to send it on the ship and it'll take like half a year to get down to Australia. So we made our own stuff.
Yeah. Well, and I like when I first got Netflix, my mom and I found a lot of Australian media that we had no idea existed. Like I was like, oh, this is awesome stuff.
And now you wish you never found it. No.
No, are you kidding? I still I actually miss watching Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries. So I don't know if you guys have seen that, but I liked it.
I don't think I have that one, but there's been.
Is this the one that I'm thinking of where I went to school with the? Is this the one? No,
Huh.
no, different one.
It's the one set in Melbourne, which of course,
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a murder mystery show that's not really set in Melbourne, because I think Murdoch Mysteries is too.
There's just a lot of crime in Melbourne. We're sorry,
Yeah.
everyone. It's just
And it's a
it's the
Victorian.
best place for it.
No one worries too much about that.
Well, if you do like crime, there's always the Underbelly series set in
Mm.
Australia, which is just ridiculous.
Mm.
So there's that.
I've seen the ads for it, yeah.
Mm.
And then you get some of the stuff like Round the Twist.
That's true. Hey, Cal.
Yeah. What stuff have you found that's good in modern entertainment?
Oh, well, I'll have a quick break then, shall I? No, actually,
Honestly, kids shows seem to be the best stuff right now. It's sad, and I'm saying this as a father. You know, like it's mostly kid stuff, and it's not a lot either. It's stuff like Bluey, and Paw Patrol and Peppa Pig, but even Peppa Pig has its issues.
Yeah, like if you look at her in 3D.
Even looking at her in 2D is uncomfortable. Oh, man. But yeah, like these children's media, it seems like they're going harder and harder on it's like they're trying harder to get back to more innocent media.
That's good.
Which it seems to be more and more common. People are wanting more innocent media just in general. And that's why Bluey is so popular among parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles who don't even have kids of their own are watching the show on their own. Like no kid in the room, and they're watching this stuff. And it's because it's so good. It's so wholesome. It's so easy to watch, and there's lore, and it's 8-minute episodes.
Yeah,
they're short.
They can fit in your day easily.
Yeah.
I was just thinking as well.
Watch 3 with Will at a time, and
while you get part of the fandom that wouldn't be quite as good, that's probably also a reason that there's a bunch of adults that still like watching stuff like My Little Pony and that kind of thing too.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
we won't mention them.
I mean, I'm still watching old animated shows from when I was a kid or even before I was born. Some cases, like Batman the Animated Series. I was watching reruns for the most part. I was not born when it was actually running. But I still love it. I still rewatch it periodically.
That's one I'm gonna start soonish, because I've never watched it properly. I've seen clips of things. I'm like, that looks good.
You will be ruined for all other Batman media. I'm gonna warn you right now.
I
already played the Arkham games.
But yeah, and then meanwhile for me, I don't want to sound like some weird edgy old hipster, but not a lot of new media is grabbing me. So again, foreign film is and I New Zealand is foreign to me. I wouldn't say it's exotic, but it's foreign to me.
Yeah, they are foreigners to our country.
yeah, you're foreign. Right. So for me, there's a lot of stuff that, and sorry, the one American here. There's a lot of stuff that isn't coming out of America that actually. It has the same. So Hollywood has given us this standard of production where we expect it to look a certain way and have a certain quality. And so there's other countries that are taking that quality, but then running off and telling their own stories in their own settings, their own way, and actually focusing on character, focusing on story and lore and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like the name eludes me, but Norway's bringing out another Second World War movie this year. It's basically the sinking of the bullshit. Like they're defending Oslo, and it looks incredible. But again, it's completely in Norwegian, so I hope you like subtitles. Japan is
Mm.
constantly pushing out really, really good cinema at an almost constant basis. Obviously,
Oh,
New
yeah.
Zealand,
Yeah, I was
New
going to
Zealand doing some
mention
crazy
anime's
stuff.
become a lot more popular now too, because
Yeah.
people
Anime
are getting sick
is
of the new stuff.
huge
and-
now.
So basically, I'm just moving away from America in terms of what I
Yeah.
consume,
Yeah.
and then obviously older. So for me, it's predominantly classics, and I'm in real classics. Look,
Mm.
black and white cinema, that sort of thing, is predominantly that direction. But anything new is not American, which
Oh yeah.
That makes sense.
and the classics
I will
work.
say-
A lot-
I will say the best thing I have seen made by Americans is actually Spider Noir.
yeah,
It is
that looks
it
interesting.
is
I've seen
the
the trailer.
least like it's not like there doesn't seem to be like a real like agenda to the show,
Mm.
which
Mhm.
I appreciate. It like
Yeah.
because like
Yeah.
one form of media or another is shoving one like Hollywood is shoving one type of policy down my throat in one way.
Mm.
The alternative media is trying to shove the other policies, and I'm just like, guys, stop.
Yeah.
It's like, can I just
Stop.
watch Spider-Man, please? Can I just watch
Yeah.
Spider-Man? Is that so hard?
And that's the thing that I enjoyed about Spider Noir. Like,
Mm.
it takes place in an alternate universe of the night of the 1920s, late 1920s, and you know when crime was mostly run by people smuggling alcohol
Mhm.
in the
Mhm.
US. Like, and I
Yeah.
love it. I
Yeah.
love it. It was like, and I loved one thing I loved is that Nicolas Cage's character is the only one doing that like that 20s movie Brooklyn accent.
Yeah.
Or Manhattan. I forget which it is.
Mm.
And you find out why he's the only one doing it over the course of the show. So I'm not going to spoil it for anybody.
Cool.
But
Nice. Yep.
but you find out why, and it's a great reasoning, and it's like, oh, it makes sense. Because I was
Yeah.
wondering for like 3 episodes, why is he the only one with this accent? Everyone else sounds like normal person.
Mm.
Just one guy
And then I
breaking
found
the
out
fourth
why.
wall. Like, what? Why is he
And
breaking
then
the
you
fourth
find
wall?
out
Let's go.
why. They finally
Nice.
tell you, and you're like, oh, okay, it makes sense now.
Yeah.
But you have to be paying attention to what he's saying in order to catch that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the beauty of it. Like it and it's a good story, and like it's just a good overall story. The character is flawed as hell, and that's what's beautiful about him.
Yeah.
Like
The
it
funny
was
thing I
just
saw about
so
that
good.
movie, though, and I know you're about to say, wait, what? And I say this as someone who greatly loves the older black and white cinema, and I love The Lighthouse for the same reason.
Mhm.
Very pretentious, but black and white, and it was shot
Mhm.
really, really beautifully. I like that some cinemas are opting to show Spider Noir in the color version,
Yeah.
Mm.
and you're thinking, does this not take away the entire Spider? Well, it certainly takes away the noir bit.
It
Yeah.
does.
Certainly takes that away. Very confusing, but anyway.
Mm.
Yeah. But there are people who don't like black and white.
Yeah.
And so I respect that they were considerate of that.
Mm.
Me
It just seems
personally,
odd.
I tried for like, I don't know, like 2 minutes of an episode to watch because it's on Amazon Prime, and and so I tried watching for like 2 minutes, and I'm like, I can't. It's too weird. I wanted to watch mainly so I could get a sense of how certain characters were supposed to look, but I couldn't stay on it long enough to get to those characters.
Just look at stills.
I was like, yeah, forget
You animal.
it. I was like, I couldn't handle it. So I was like, yeah,
You
back
can't
to
handle the
black
truth.
and white.
You can't handle the truth. God.
But yeah, I
It just
find
seems
myself
wrong.
going to older stuff a lot as well. And I
Mhm.
think that's a common trend, especially with us preferring the EU and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing. I don't know very many people who actually like new stuff. There are some things that are new out there, but they're hard to find unless you have unless you're aware of them.
And we do have
You
the
know?
beauty of looking back and picking the cream of the crop
That's true.
rather than having to go, well, what will we pick now that looks better type thing. Oh.
Well, on the flip side, I recently watched. So you know how you're saying you couldn't watch black and white. On the flip side, I recently showed Casablanca to Cassie, and she somehow got through the whole film. I swear to God, got through the whole thing. And at the end of it, I'm like, so there you go. That was your first black and white film. She said, was that black and white? Somehow got through the whole thing. She just thought it was nighttime. Which, look, it predominantly is. There is an awful lot of scenes shot at night.
It is.
And
But
there
by the
are
same
the
token-
scenes like I noticed in like June and a few other movies where you've got the modern color grading. It's just so dark you can't see anything.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's true.
Crazy.
It's
They
true.
really
And that's
should've
the
just-
thing about modern color grading.
Yeah.
Oh man. That's hilarious. She thought it was just night the whole time.
It was very dark in Casablanca. That's weird for North Africa, isn't it? It's very dark.
Because I was just thinking, you got the modern generation as well that aren't really looking at it properly because they're always distracted by something on their phone or something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which again is why the short form media, the shorts, have become so much more popular.
And it's why a bunch
Yeah.
of the Netflix movies and stuff apparently have dialogue that literally is just an exposition dump and they didn't need to say it.
Yeah.
Because they're like,
They
oh,
don't
people
expect
won't
them
be
to
paying
actually paying
attention,
attention.
so we need to say it for them.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that has changed. I think that a huge thing I noticed between older and new films is definitely pacing.
Mm.
The newer films don't allow themselves that kind of pacing anymore. I guess for that reason. I want to say it's High Noon, but it's not High Noon. But there's one western in
It's
particular where like the
fun.
first, good old High Noon, the good old which one is it? And like the first 10 minutes is just three guys standing at a train station, and it's just building up this tension and this atmosphere. Like the train's coming, what's going to happen? It's Thomas the Tank Engine. Spoilers. No, but you couldn't do that with a modern film because everyone just be like, "Is it?" Pause?
That's
What's going on?
where I guess the closest newer movie that I did have a look at was Oppenheimer, where it is a lot of a slow burn and build up, and not much really happens, but it's getting into the story and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's something they really don't allow themselves to have anymore. Is like if it's action, it has to be action. It has to be bang, 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 bang. The whole like it has to have the pace. It has to match the pace of the trailer for some reason with the modern action film. Like you know when the trailer's just bah bah bah, this thing's happening, and you need to somehow keep up that.
You need to keep
pace
people's
and-
attention on the movie, or they'll fall
Yeah.
asleep or look somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, whereas you definitely had a slow burn with the older films that you just would not be allowed to get away with today. Well, you'd be allowed to. You can do whatever you want. It wouldn't be very marketable. because
Movies
people would say
didn't
it
have a
was too
time
boring.
limit either.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. When it's like, I'm going to watch Ben-Hur, and then you look on the back, go, oh, I'm not going to watch Ben-Hur today. The 10 Commandments might be able to take a bit of a back seat. I don't know if I've got 4.5 hours right now to dedicate to this. Yeah, so the almost normal, the making normal of like a 90-minute to 120-minute film is probably one of the better things that modern cinema has done because I don't know, it would be very difficult, even a movie you love, unless it's Lord of the Rings, to sit through the extended versions.
Right.
It's like that's a slog. That's a slog.
Mm.
Okay. I don't even know what some of these are, but some of them have very, very long run times.
Right.
Very long run times.
Which is good because in the way of it was an event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd have an intermission. That's the main thing. It's just you were supposed to sit down for the first 2.5 hours. Then there's an intermission, get up, have some snacks, stretch your legs, have a smoke, I guess, because hey, it's the 50s and why not? But and then turn around and go back in for the next 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
That was the point at the time. Like movies were an event. Like people like set aside time to go to movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and then when you think about like when we were kids, we didn't really, our parents didn't really set aside time. They kind of were just like, hey, let's go watch let's just go waste 2 hours of our lives,
Mm.
like that was the thing. And now it's oh, we can just watch whatever whenever because it's already streaming a month after it's in the theater.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be a bad time to own a theater.
Oh yeah.
Right. I feel sorry for people, especially small theaters. I feel
I
sorry
sort
for
of
them.
feel like I should go more, but at the same time, I look at the movies list and go.
That's the other thing. There's nothing worth seeing. Like we waited to watch this Superman movie, and honestly, I'm glad that I didn't see it in the theater because I don't think I would. I think I would have felt like I wasted my money
Yeah.
after watching that movie. It felt like 3 movies crammed into one.
Mm.
Like that was the thing. It could have been like if that was the introduction to a Superman TV series.
Mm.
It's a good like that's a good like 2 hour long pilot. Honestly, that's a good 2 hour long pilot because pilots can be extra long.
Yeah.
They can be. So making a 2 hour long pilot, okay, that would be perfect. That's a perfect 2 hour long pilot. It is not a good 2 hour long movie.
Yeah. Well, that's I know I mentioned Battlestar before. That's what the reimagined Battlestar series is now. So the more modern one did the same thing. Where I've recommended it to so many people, and I've said this Battlestar, like you've got to sit down and watch this whole series. It's absolutely incredible. But you do have to watch the 2 hour pilot because it sets up so many characters and what's happening. But it's also the most boring 2 hours of the preceding 4 seasons. Like it's a bit of a slog. It really is a bit of a slog because there's so much going on that they feel they need to explain. But if you can sit through that first 2 hours, you've got 4 seasons and a couple of telemovie stuff of incredible stuff afterwards to enjoy. But yeah, that pilot is it's easy 2 hours, and I'm not going to say snooze fest, but again, in terms of pacing and everything, they're explaining a lot and not really going too far from just the initial. So it's you probably get what I mean if you ever try and watch it, but it suffers from that. The same thing as that movie where it was probably a really good pilot to set up for more Superman later on. Not great to watch on its own, like at all.
Oh, I see.
That's the thing. I mean, it's not the worst Superman movie I've seen. I feel sorry for Brandon Routh every day.
I'm feeling sorry for CJ down here. Old mate's falling asleep.
Media, like just modern media in general, it suffers too much, and I think modern Star Wars is kind of a casualty of that, and I think that's the problem.
Yeah, and we're seeing it with multiple other types of things too. Like I mentioned, Doctor Who, the classic Doctor Who before the new Doctor Who suffers from the same thing.
Yeah,
they did it with Marvel, which while they may have some good stuff come out still that you can take individually or if you follow along, I sort of lost interest after Endgame.
That's
honestly, it doesn't hold your attention after Endgame because you can try to watch stuff like I tried Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
Yeah,
it was okay. I mean, there was Ant-Man and the Wasp too, which was decent. I liked Ant-Man and the Wasp, but Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, it was just like,
Oh, the two
no,
I
Ant-Man
did
and the Wasp.
try with looking at the multiverse stuff. Like I watched the Spider-Man movie with all three of them and the Multiverse of Madness, and I just felt like they could have done, especially Multiverse of Madness, could have done so much more to really exaggerate different universes and sit in those instead of just going back to here's something that looks relatively normal for most of it.
and that is the problem. I think, with the modern, I think you accidentally nailed it just then. By the way, was when they're spending the GDP of a small country on these films. Like I don't know how much Ant-Man and the Cover of Darkness. I don't know how much that cost to make. But if you looked at it, it'd be in the hundreds of millions of dollars to make this film. And to
Right.
spend that much and to use the best of the best, like the best actors they could find, the best directors, the best writers, the best everything they could find, because obviously they're throwing a lot of money at this.
Yeah.
And for it to be summed up as all right. And so I was like, That's not good. When there's
No.
things that have $4 budget and they still hold up well today. They had $4 in a case of beer, and somehow they made this classic that has withstood the test of time.
Yep.
And then you've got someone that is spending bajillions of dollars on something that's like, it did a thing.
Well,
I like the middle bit. There was a dog.
To tie it into
Like-
Marvel, he built it in a cave with a box of scraps.
Yeah, and somehow so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's sad. It's really sad that you do get things that are made on a shoestring budget that are phenomenal. And these things where they have thrown every dollar at the wall, and the end result is, it's all right, I guess.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, that's terrible.
No.
That's not good.
So you might as well give it the $4 budget, and then if you go, that's okay. Then at least you're
I
still
wouldn't
making
mind.
money off of it.
No, it's just it's phenomenal. It's bizarre.
Or
Like, every
you say,
time
you
it-
throw so much money at it, and like Multiverse of Madness, they flick through some universes where they're like, this is completely different with the quirky art style, that sort of stuff. I'm like, I wanted to see more of that. Why didn't you spend the money on that?
Right.
Although that happened to me with, was it Wolverine Origins? And again, maybe it just speaks to the sort of person I am. I think it's what it's called. But I actually wanted to watch the first part, because the first part where he just runs out of that house, like the small child Wolverine's just killed, and he runs out of the house and through the bush, and then like it just kind of cuts to them. I think first of all fighting in the Civil War, maybe, and then the Second World War, and then they end up in Vietnam. I'm like, this first 10 minutes is actually a far more compelling, interesting movie than whatever the hell they put after this. Like, I wouldn't mind watching more of that. Like World War I, World War II Wolverine is a far cooler thing to watch than. So that first 10 minutes grabbed me, and then I was like, oh, this is sad now. Oh.
Yeah.
You know, like, it was a far cooler movie.
Yeah.
We've said it there.
Yeah, I watched all of those, last year or the year before, just to go, right, with the new Deadpool movie out, how does this look in sort of the whole multiverse thing, and order it. Just out of interest.
I still haven't seen that one.
And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, some of them is far better than others, because I hadn't seen some of the newer ones as well.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I think I kind of sum it up, and sorry again to the American in the room. It just feels like Hollywood has reached the pinnacle of what's visually possible.
Yeah.
So they can make movies look good. Of course, they quite often flub it. But they can make movies that look incredible. But they've forgotten how to tell a story.
And now it's a lot cheaper
Really
to be able to make things look good too.
It's true.
It used to be with technology and all that. Because also now we get the rise of some independent filmmakers, like ones from YouTube. Like I think the Backrooms is out now. Markiplier did his Iron Lung movie, which turned out quite good. I went to see that because I was interested. And
I heard that was pretty good.
he was doing that, and he's like, "It made so much money, I can give my crew bonuses." And
That's his
Hollywood
response.
doesn't like that.
He's like, I can give my crew bonuses, and of course Hollywood doesn't like it because they're like giving them bonuses. What?
Yeah.
It's like, you don't
You were Hollywood.
bonuses.
Hollywood like, wait, you were paying them? Like,
Basically,
we were using AI.
Yeah.
And of course, some of those things will be hit or miss, whether they're actually good movies or not, depending on who made them and all that. But they're going to be on a far lower budget than all the Hollywood stuff.
And there will be, and this is now to flip it back on myself and to be my own devil advocate. But when we look back fondly at the classic movie era, and like I said, particularly for me, like the 40s, 50s, 60s, like this classic silver screen, we are still looking at the best ones that made, like the Academy Award winners, the ones with the in any given 1958, like we might look at the one movie from that year and go, wow, that's incredible. There were actually thousands of other movies that are really, really not held up. So you're looking at the cream of the crop and judging it based on that, which is a little unfair.
Oh,
And
IMDb has a thing where you can look at the best movies from a year. I was just looking up 1958.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I bet like
And
the
you can
top
just
two.
go, oh, I want to watch. Maybe you could do in a year. Oh, I want to watch the best movies from next year and watch them throughout
Yeah.
the year and do that.
But then once you go through the top 5 of 1958, the rest of them are like, I've never seen that. I don't know who that is. You know, so we are judging all of modern cinema
Oh,
based on
Thinking
the
of
top.
Star Wars, The Hidden Fortress came out in 1958
Oh, well, there we go.
because that was one of the inspirations
year
that
then.
George had. There was The
Yeah.
Fly.
Mm.
There's a Cat on a Hot Tin Roof.
Disney will buy the rights to that next if they haven't already. Have that rebooted.
And yeah, there's a bunch that I don't know, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Even just from the cream of the crop list of best movies from it. There you
Right.
go.
We haven't heard of a lot of them. That's the thing. Most of us, our grandparents may have seen them, and
or
the
Jeff.
keyword is
Just remember
may.
that.
Or Jeff.
Well, yes.
Grandpa Jeff.
Oh dear.
Jeff just likes classic cinema. That's all
I
it is.
love classic cinema.
It's
That's
great.
yeah.
I'm hardly ever disappointed when I go back and look at the classic.
And then the other thing too that I was going to say, which obviously flies in my own face, is I realized about 2 days ago that I've become a lot pickier.
Mhm.
Now, that's not good. That's not good for someone who's here just going, no, it's everyone else's fault. They're making terrible movies now. I was like, no, I actually have become a lot more, I guess, judgmental of what it is that I consume. Maybe it's because I don't have many years left, so I want to make them work.
And I think that's also a modern entertainment thing too, because you get so many TV shows, so many movies and everything coming out. It's like you don't have time for all of them. So you have to have some sort of standard that you go, what will I actually look at?
Yeah. But the reason I know I'm picky, and I thought, oh no, I've caught myself out, and now I'm admitting it on camera, is they've got that new pod racer game. I think it's a Star Wars Racer or whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called, but they're bringing out a new racing game that's set in the Star Wars universe. And when I looked at the gameplay footage, I was like, this gameplay footage is pretty good, but why is either the pod, the actual cockpit, so big in comparison to the engines? Why are the engines so small? One of the two is wrong, because a pod racer, it's quite a small cockpit, and these engines are absolutely massive that are pulling this thing. They're huge.
Right.
You look at, and I thought, why is the scale so off? This cockpit's enormous, and these engines are very small. And I thought that kind of ruins it for me. But then I went back and looked at some old footage from Star Wars, the original racer game, and I thought, oh, that actually had the exact same problem. Oh, okay.
Well, part of
footage
me
too.
being picky is, cutting out stuff is like, I'm just not going to bother with looking at new canon stuff unless someone sends me a picture.
Well, my entire new canon experience has been through memes, so yeah, I'm with you there.
I mean,
entire experience.
Since I tried, I forget if it was Obi-Wan Kenobi or the Book of Boba Fett. I forget which one it was. Then these were the last two I watched, and I didn't even finish either one. I finished the entire first episode of one, and I got about halfway through the other, and I was like, you know what, I'm done.
Yeah.
And since then, I haven't really watched anything new.
Yeah.
I was watching each of the TV shows until Rise of Skywalker, and then once I had the closure from the sequel trilogy, I'm just like, nah, I'm done. And that's more chance than I should have given it in hindsight.
Yeah.
But hey, at least you gave it a chance, right?
Yeah, you can't say I didn't.
People can hit me with that, but they can't hit you with that. So that's all right.
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, I tried to still enjoy the new stuff with, like, after the sequels, because I was like, you know, maybe it's just the movies and they're doing these TV shows now, so maybe that'll go. First season of The Mandalorian was pretty decent. Second season, it was like, oh, Dave Filoni got really involved.
You remember what they said? You're still holding on. Let go.
Yeah. Lord.
So I took that to heart and went, yeah, I'm just gonna let go of it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. No, that
And I'm just
that
gonna.
is a thing though, like, and then everything is treated a bit like Marvel. So Star Wars got treated like
Yeah.
Marvel. So that's why there's so many TV
Mhm.
shows and everything now too, because it's like,
Yeah.
See any way they can make
we're
it work.
doing that. Yeah, and they're like, well, we keep canceling our movies, so I guess we better have something.
Right.
Well, it's a business, and that's the problem. It's a business. They need to make
Yeah.
money off it, and they've found
Yeah.
the formula that keeps working. I mean, it's the public's fault.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If we-
They keep
Oh, yeah.
consuming.
Yeah, if they stop consuming it, we'd get something better, or at the very least different. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge thanks for hanging out in the brightest center in the galaxy. If you want to hear more, make sure to follow on the platform of your preference. I'm your host Callum, and this has been the Callum's Cantina podcast. And this time, remember, there is a plethora of great things if you look back, not just looking at what's currently released. So you can pick and choose and get the cream of the crop. And see you next time when you visit the Cantina.